We just got a brand new teaser for the next build mode update, and it is very late at night for me. So my webcam isn't on right now, but trust me, I am so excited to be showing you what is in the new teaser. So here's the new tweet by Epic Tank. Epic Tank says, apologies for the slow Piggy build mode update news recently. Here is a look at a brand new event in the next update. And this event that he's showing off is something people have wanted in the game for actual years. You've probably seen this in so many Piggy maps, but basically, people will have a door and then they'll take another item like this and combine it. So now, instead of it just being an exit door, it's also a key lock door. But then they go and add something on top of it even further. Now it's a laser door. So now you can see everything here is completely combined. And you must solve all these puzzles in order to, yeah, you basically get it. It's like a real exit door in the real Piggy chapters with multiple puzzles. And now it looks like we're getting the official thing inside of build mode. But you're probably wondering, Ernie, what's the difference between doing this and whatever Epic Tank is making? Like, what's the point? Well, first of all, you get a clean exit door. You don't have to have a bunch of mishmash like this all stuck together. And also, especially for the lasers, you'll notice that the lasers are inside of the door. So if anybody touches this door, wow, that was a voice crack, they'll die instantly to the lasers. We don't want something like that. Secondly, it only makes sense. We have a version of the exit door that's just the normal white lock, which is right here, and we have a normal version of the door that also has the planks on it. So why wouldn't you be able to customize it with more puzzles? It only makes sense. And as you can see inside of the new teaser, there's two different images, by the way. I'll go over both of them in a second. But as you can see in this first image, it's a real legit door. And what else you can do is you can change the door style. So you can see that we got a regular, I think these are the heist doors. The ones with the white wood. You can see you got the regular white lock, you got the planks, but we have two new things on top of that too. You can see one of the puzzles is the laser grid, and the second one is something very interesting. It's the keypad, which, if you don't know, we don't even have that kind of door in regular build mode itself. If you look through the selection down here, you'll notice you'll have the laser doors, the blowtorch doors, you have the keycard doors, but the only thing that you don't actually have inside of build mode is the little numpad lock doors. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, what's the big deal about that? That means we're also getting, and it's also basically confirmed in this image, that we're going to be getting a key code item for the door, basically. It confirms that there's going to be a new item in the game as well, which is the key code. Now, taking a look at the second image here, we can see that we got a whole slew of settings for this door. You can see the cutscene. You can select which cutscene you want to select for the door. So this is very similar to how it is inside of the game right now. So if you go up to the regular exit door, you can actually select that right now. So when people take the white key and exit through this door, they'll be able to choose between the outro cutscene playing or the second outro cutscene playing. So it's a really nice little customization setting that you can have for that. The next setting is the door style. So just like I was talking about, you could change the style of the door. This one's set to heist. Now, I'm not actually sure if you can do that same thing. No, you can't. So the exit doors are the only doors that you cannot customize that for. You would basically, if you wanted to have something like that, like a stylized door right now, you would basically be forced to take a normal door, change its style to heist. Can I even do that for these regular doors? Oh, no, I can't. No, I could just use these. Yeah, you would have to basically use this door, and then you would have to take a touch trigger like this. And if you wanted that same basic effect, you would have to connect it to a... You basically get what I mean. You connect it to an escape block, and then when people go through the store, it plays the cutscene. Now let's look at the main setting here. Require key, require planks, require wrench, and there's a whole bunch of different settings here. Based on how far this bar goes down, I think these are the only locks that we currently have available so far, but we may be getting more in the future. So we got the key, the planks, the wrench, and the key code. Now instead of just being limited to only 2 puzzles, you can have a realistic looking door, like in the original Book 1 Chapter 1 house map, you can have 4 different locks now. Now Epic Tank posts some other stuff down here. Someone asked, not trying to rush you or anything, but is this update coming this month or next month? And Epic Tank says aiming for this month. Now keep in mind, I do want to say that this is not confirmed. He's basically just saying he wants to try to get it out for this month. So if anybody says the update is confirmed for April, that is not true. And let's take a look at some other comments here. You should totally add a regular linkable wrench panel, which is actually a pretty good idea because in the past, people have been able to offset the laser door inside of a wall to just get the panel itself. And in order to be able to make it activate powered links, they would basically go into down here, they would grab an item trigger block. In order to make it activate via an item, they would just use an item block like this and then link it to whatever they want to link to open a door or do something. So if they just had a real version that you can link up to something, like maybe you want to have it open a powered door, for example, I think that would be even better. Another thing that would be even better is having the gears event from the first chapter as well. Basically do the same thing. Treyman says, I'm not trying to be that guy and I'm glad you're doing this, but I think decals have been gatekeeped for a little too long now. They're done, they were showcased by Ernie C3, maybe it's something behind the scenes we don't know. As far as I know, Epic Tank is currently juggling a whole bunch of projects right now. Not just with Piggy, but also with build mode, of course, and some other Roblox games and whatnot. So he's very busy right now, which is why the build mode update has been delayed for a little bit now, actually. So of course, that's why he says apologies for the slow Piggy build mode news recently. We're finally getting the exit door, very exciting. This person says, could you also put the event that requires the blowtorch for the escape door? That's actually a pretty good idea. Maybe you want to have Mimi contribute to the main exit door as well. Shyla says, we're finally getting the exit door, very exciting. Yeah, like I said, people have been wanting this feature and been trying to recreate this feature for literal years now, so I'm finally glad that this is coming in the game. When can we have an escape door that we can fully customize? Like, for example, if I want one of the items to be a red lock or green lock or both red and green keys. So I don't know how exactly you would do that because you can only have one lock on a single door. I don't think you'd be able to fit multiple colors unless you were to specifically be like, yeah, let me move the doors into the same area. And then boom, I guess you got like this weird mishmash of a rainbow colored lock. Hey, that's a building tip if you want to use that for your map. A says, yeah, big W, but will it be able to decide where the wrench and key code are going to be located? For example, in the house, the wrench panel is over to the left while the key code's on the right. So I think what he's referring to is what side of the door these panels are on. So maybe you can have it on this side or this side. I think what's going to happen is that maybe in the future, Epic Tank is going to add 2 more locks on the upper right-hand side and the bottom right-hand side. And those haven't been determined yet. But I don't think you're going to be able to customize where these go just yet, if at all. Boss B says, apologies, you're the best in the community, can wish, don't be rushed. V Company says, perhaps we can finally get this as an event. This is not a bad idea to have, too. We're getting a very similar linked event door like this in the next update, actually. Blaze says, finally after 2 years. Davey says, excellent work. Fran says, ayo, that's sick. Kevin Fent says, huge W, no need to apologize though, because you, Minitoon, and the development team have been working hard on the Piggy games. Overall, what do you guys think of this new update? Are you guys excited? And what else do you think is going to be coming in this next update? Make sure you leave a comment down below. I cover a lot of build mode tech and tutorials and the newest Piggy updates, so if you want to see more stuff like that in your feed, make sure you subscribe.